All right, let's talk about Tesla. This is a company that's right at the heart of this huge debate. Is it this revolutionary tech giant that's changing the world? Or is it just a massive, high-stakes gamble that could go either way? So, which is it?
This one line pretty much nails it. It really gets to the heart of the conflict that's driving Tesla's value today. It's this tension, right? Between a real business with real numbers and this epic cinematic story that has Wall Street completely glued to the screen.
And to really get a grip on why Tesla's stock is so volatile, we've got to unpack these two competing stories. They're pulling the company in completely opposite directions. On one side, you have this incredibly ambitious dream, and on the other, the much tougher reality of its actual business today. Okay, so let's start with that first story, the one that has investors totally captivated. And let me tell you, it's a vision that goes way beyond just building and selling a bunch of electric cars. So what's so fascinating here is just how big this pivot is. Musk is basically trying to reframe the entire company. He's not just talking about making better cars anymore, no. He's talking about a legion of Optimus robots, a global fleet of self-driving robotaxis. This isn't just a small shift. It's a total reimagining of what Tesla even is. He's trying to make it the Apple of embodied AI. In this version of the story, the multi-billion-dollar car business, that's just the opening act. But while that grand vision is all about the future, if you actually look at the company's financials right now, well, they tell a very different story. Take a look at that number. That was the drop in Tesla's car revenue in the second quarter of 2025. And this wasn't just some small dip either. It was the biggest drop the company has seen since its earliest days, back when it was just getting started. So here's the real kicker. While the story of what Tesla could be is getting bigger and wilder, the actual money it's making from what it is today, well, that's shrinking. And that's the fundamental disconnect we're talking about. And this slide just perfectly shows that disconnect in dollars and cents. Tesla's being valued with a forward PE ratio of 68. Now, all that means is that people are paying a huge premium for its future potential. A number like 68 is what you'd see for some explosive tech startup, not a car company. The market is basically betting everything on the movie, not the current business, and that puts an unbelievable amount of pressure on that vision to actually come true. So let's get into how this whole conflict, the story versus the reality, is playing out right now on Wall Street, where the stock is literally at a make or break moment. Now, before we go any further, you need to know what traders are talking about when they say a breakout level. Just think of it like a ceiling. If the stock can get enough power to just smash through that ceiling, it's often a sign that a big new rally is about to kick off. And that right there, that is the magic number for Tesla's stock. It's the technical buy point, that ceiling, that could set off the next huge move up if, and it's a big if, the stock can push past it and stay there. And if we look under the hood at some of the market signals, the picture is, well, it's cautiously optimistic. The data kind of suggests the stock has a solid floor under it, and its momentum isn't overheated just yet. So, put simply, there might be enough fuel left in the tank for a rally, but it is absolutely not a sure thing. So this puts the stock at a fork in the road, really, with three pretty clear paths it could take very soon. You could see a bullish breakout if it smashes that key level, or it could just go neutral, kind of trading sideways while everyone waits for news, or a bearish pullback if it can't hold its ground and starts to fall. But when you zoom out from all the day-to-day chart watching, what this really boils down to is a massive high-stakes bet on one simple question. What is Tesla actually going to become? These are pretty much the two possible endings to the movie that investors are betting on. In the bull case, if the robots and the self-driving cars actually work and make money, Tesla becomes a legendary company, the Apple of embodied AI. But in the bear case, if they can't pull it off, it becomes a famous cautionary tale about tech promising way too much. This quote is the perfect way to think about it. For now, Tesla lives in this really interesting gray area between world-changing innovation and pure speculative hype. And in the beginning, it's almost impossible to tell the two apart. And that kind of leaves us with the final big question. The short-term stock price is interesting, sure, but the real fight for Tesla isn't against the market, it's against the incredible weight of its own promises. And whether it can actually overcome that, well, that's the multi-trillion-dollar question.